Are you like, say, 70% of the people I talk to when it comes to money who are frustrated that they are not sticking to their financial goals? For example, say you're trying to save X amount of money for the month, say £500. But as you go through the month, you tend to dip into those savings. And when you get to the end of the month, you find you haven't saved as you intended. Now, this is common, but there is one thing you can do to help you stick to those financial goals. And that is working on your alignment, or actually what might be happening here is misalignment. Now, that's what we're going to go through in this video. We're going to cover some of the core concepts that you need to be aware of. And then I want to give you a couple of steps as to how you can start working on them. And this is the same stuff I do with my coaching clients, but hopefully you can get started on your own today. Now, at the end, I want to give you a little treat that is something you can go away and work on and dive deeper into this topic. So let's talk about misalignment and why you're maybe struggling to stick to your financial goals and do the things you want to do. You know how it goes. My name is Krystle McGilvery and I'm a finance and behaviour change consultant and the founder of Mind Over Money. Now, I work with people like you, whether you are employed, you have your business and you are trying to make some kind of financial change but are struggling. Now, in this video, you will learn how to align your wants, needs, desires with the goals that you are setting up for yourself. Let's dive in. So, have you ever wondered why saving for that holiday, the house, the car, doesn't seem to go as you planned? Now, the problem here is not motivation and discipline, which most people seem to think it is. It's actually possibly misalignment. And if you tried lots of strategies, such as downloading the latest app or using an Excel spreadsheet, this may be the missing puzzle piece for your financial journey, for you to finally do what you say you want to do. Okay, let me break down what I mean when I say misalignment. Misalignment will be the gap between what you actually believe and what you aim to achieve. So it's that gap, it's the difference between the two. So for example, say over here you believe that having a lot of money is not for you, or maybe you come from a background that struggled and you're not familiar with having large amounts of money in your bank account. On the other side, you have dreams and desires of owning a big 4-bedroom house. Or maybe you have dreams of traveling 4 times a year. Now, as you can see, having those beliefs and those dreams, desires, and things you want to achieve not matching creates the gap between the two. That is the misalignment. Now, often this work is very heady and it requires a lot of thinking, deep thinking, processing, analysing, reflecting, and it can be maybe a little bit abstract. Now, my work here is to help you make it tangible so you can actually bring about financial change. Now, for this exercise, which I do with my clients, you will need to start by writing down all of the big visions and dreams that you have. So get a piece of paper, a pen, or a Word document, whatever you want to use, and literally allow yourself to brain dump all of those big goals, dreams, desires, everything. Nobody has to look at this list, so you can be brave. Allow yourself to just pour into the paper. And I say that you can be brave and no one's going to see the list because a lot of the clients I work with are really nervous to actually articulate what those big dreams are. Next, what you want to do is, aside each of those big dreams, visions, goals, write down the beliefs one must have to be able to achieve that. So, for example, if you wanted to acquire a large property portfolio, that person who achieves that would have to believe that they are worthy of owning a property portfolio sized whatever size you put on your piece of paper. Or maybe your big dream vision was simply to buy your first home. The belief would be, for example, amongst others, that you need to feel, or this person would need to feel worthy or confident and capable to be able to save up X amount of deposit, let's say £70,000, to buy that first property. So go through your list of your goals, dreams, visions, and write down the beliefs that that person who achieved those goals would need to have. Now, this is where it gets interesting. You will need to take stock and check if there's any misalignment. Now, either you're going to have written down some beliefs that do not align very well with the big vision and goal and will not see you achieving that, or you would have written down beliefs that do not align with you. Beliefs that you don't actually have in yourself. And that would be your starting point for misalignment. Those will be the areas you need to focus on and address so that you can achieve those goals and do the things you say you want to do. To take things one step further, challenge yourself and question, why do you have those beliefs? Where do they come from? Who was the first person to tell you something along those lines of that belief that you have? Remember, beliefs aren't necessarily the truth. They are just stories and assumptions that you've held onto through reinforcement, etc. So sit for a moment and challenge, where does this belief come from? Why is it there? And as you continue through this journey, you then start to build in strategies and ways to change and reframe those beliefs so you can actually do the thing that you want to do. I'll give you a quick example. I had a client who had about £11,000 worth of debt. She had 4 children, was earning a decent salary, but every month she was overspent and did not pay anything towards her debts. She didn't open her letters, and she was living in social housing, so she didn't believe also that she could acquire and own property. Now, we worked together to identify those unhelpful beliefs that were stopping her from achieving the things that she really wanted to do, which was buy a property, which was clear her debt. We identified that she thought that because of her background and the way she was raised, and because of what was normal in her immediate peer group, which was living in social housing and not owning property and just spending money frivolously, that she had to do the same. That was her path, that was her story, and there's nothing that could be done to change that. But after working together and a few other beliefs that were sitting in there and untangling them and reframing them and giving her the confidence she needed to, I can buy a property, I can clear my debt. She cleared her debt completely. She cleared her debt and she had saved up £10,000 the last time I spoke to her. This is possible for all of you. So if you are struggling to do the thing that you say you want to do, start with this exercise. Start with identifying the misalignment between your beliefs and your actions and closing that gap. Finally, as I promised at the beginning, there is a simple shift in your money mindset document that you can download for free and have a read to understand a bit more about this stuff. I go into greater depth about some of the biases that you may have and may be holding on to that are stopping you from making the decisions you want to make. Now, I hope you enjoyed. Please let me know in the comments if anything really resonated with you, or if actually talking about this stuff with your friend or a colleague has actually got you to shift something mentally. Until next time.